Good morning, everybody, and congratulations for showing up again today. We are doing the Lessons of A Course in Miracles, and today we are on Lesson 100. This feels like a huge milestone, and it's an excellent lesson today for you to learn. So here we go. My part is essential to God's plan for salvation. Just as God's Son completes his Father, so your part in it completes your Father's plan. Salvation must reverse the mad belief in separate thoughts and separate bodies, which lead separate lives and go their separate ways. One function shared by separate minds unites them in one purpose, for each one of them is equally essential to them all. God's will for you is perfect happiness. Why should you choose to go against his will? The part that he has saved for you to take in working out his plan is given you that you might be restored to what he wills. This part is as essential to his plan as to your happiness. Your joy must be complete to let his plan be understood by those to whom he sends you. I'm going to read that again because I think that is so important. Your joy must be complete, like authentic, not phony, and like you really feel it. Your joy must be complete to let his plan be understood by those to whom he sends you. So it's totally about all of the other souls that we encounter in our incarnation. So yeah, there you go. They will see their function in your shining face and hear God calling to them in your happy laugh. That's awesome. You are indeed essential to God's plan. Without your joy, his joy is incomplete. Without your smile, the world cannot be saved. While you are sad, the limit that God himself appointed as the means to save the world is dim and lusterless, and no one laughs because all laughter can but echo yours. Feel the weight of that responsibility. You are indeed essential to God's plan. Just as your light increases every light that shines in heaven, so your joy on earth calls to all minds to let their sorrows go and take their place beside you in God's plan. God's messengers are joyous, and their joy heals sorrow and despair. They are the proof that God wills perfect happiness for all who will accept their Father's gifts as theirs. We will not let ourselves be sad today. For if we do, we fail to take the part that is essential to God's plan, as well as to our vision. Sadness is the sign that you would play another part, instead of what has been assigned to you by God. Thus, do you fail to show the world how great the happiness he wills for you, and so you do not recognize that it is yours. Today, we will attempt to understand joy is our function here. If you are sad, your part is unfulfilled, and all the world is thus deprived of joy along with you. God asks you to be happy so the world can see how much he loves his Son and wills no sorrow rises to abate his joy. No fear besets him to disturb his peace. You are God's messenger today. You bring happiness to all you look upon. His peace to everyone who looks on you and sees his message in your happy face. We will prepare ourselves for this today in our 5-minute practice periods by feeling happiness arise in us according to our Father's will and ours. Begin the exercises with the thought today's idea contains. Then realize your part is to be happy. Only this is asked of you or anyone who wants to take his place among God's messengers. Think what this means. You have indeed been wrong in your belief that sacrifice is asked. Hallelujah. You but receive according to God's plan and never lose or sacrifice or die. Now, let us try to find that joy that proves to us and all the world God's will for us. It is your function that you find it here, and that you find it now. For this you came. Let this one be the day that you succeed. Look deep within you, undismayed by all the little thoughts and foolish goals you pass as you ascend to meet the Christ in you. He will be there, and you can reach him now. What could you rather look upon in place of him who waits that you may look on him? What little thought has power to hold you back? What foolish goal can keep you from success when he who calls to you is God himself? He will be there. You are essential to his plan. You are his messenger today, and you must find what he would have you give. Do not forget the idea for today between your hourly practice periods. It is yourself who calls you today. And it is him you answer every time you tell yourself you are essential to God's plan for the salvation of the world. My part is essential to God's plan for salvation. And that means I have to be joyous, I have to be happy, and I have to share my happiness with others, and I'm fulfilling God's plan. That's pretty badass, everybody, okay? All right, let's see what a year of forgiveness has to say about lesson 100. My part is essential to God's plan for salvation. Oh, look, and I love this picture here. It's like a super happy, looks like a karaoke party or something. All right. You are blessed beings indeed. I am that one you know as Jesus. It seems arrogant, does it not, to think you have a part in God's plan for salvation. Who other than you can be used among your brothers and sisters on this earthly plane to wake them up and help them see that suffering and sacrifice are not required? You have all been trained in your society to shut down your imagination and turn away if you hear guidance from another consciousness. You close all the doors that we have to help you wake up. So we employ your brothers and sisters. A being such as this channel, Tina, is a good example, a great example, to help wake you up and guide you toward the means you have been given for your peace. I'm going to read that again. To help wake you up and guide you toward the means you have been given for peace. As each of you awaken to your special talents and gifts, this does not put you above your brothers and sisters. This being is not above you, although she has managed to apply herself enough to her practices to bring about this transformation in her consciousness. She is not above you, and she knows this. She's an ordinary being just like you. All of you have access to increasingly wonderful thoughts, ideas, inspirations, and talents. These are not for your aggrandizement. They are for you to enjoy. They are for you to practice. They are for you to master in your own way. In that mastery, that modest pursuit, you shine a light for others. Perhaps you will play that instrument you have always wanted to play, but would never dedicate yourself to allow yourself to play. Over the next few years, perhaps you will get good enough to give a few lessons. Perhaps you will inspire children to play music. Perhaps you will be asked to play in an orchestra or choir. Perhaps you will be inspired to go busking on the street to share your talents. Perhaps it is just you and your instrument alone. Then there come words that seem to need music. So you begin to write songs. This is how it unfolds. It is not for you to decide the path for your talent. You will be guided along the way so that you do not become intoxicated with fame or needy of other people's adoration. That is not what it's for. Each of you will be guided to fulfill your purpose. Some may be quite public, and some will be completely private. You selected your purpose in accord with your guides and teachers before this incarnation. You decided what you would offer to this awakening process on your planet. They are all important things. The gardeners and the farmers that nobody sees on TV or on the internet, these people grow your food. They bring you healthy and wholesome meals. Are they less valuable than the famous people? Of course not. And that is something you must reflect on. Your society has contaminated many minds with the idea of fame and wealth as success. We want you to reassess your idea of success. Living a life doing what you love, peace and joy with your family and friends, occasional drop-ins, that is a beautiful thing indeed. As you get older and tired of playing the ego's games and chasing idols you have chased throughout the years so far, you see that a calm, quiet, and peaceful life doing what you love each day is a wonderful experience indeed. We want to thank you for sticking with this challenging training program for 100 days. Well done to all of you who have made it this far. You already feel the changes in your heart and mind. You already know that something great is happening within you. Do not despair, do not give up, and do not feel overwhelmed. You're on the right track. You are saving yourself years and years of struggle. Yes. I am that one that you know as Jesus, and we will speak to you again tomorrow. All right, there you go. Lesson 100. Have a wonderful day today, being joyous and happy and loving your brothers and sisters, bearing witness to what is available for everyone if they tune in and maybe start doing the lessons of A Course in Miracles like you are doing. Much love to all. I will see you tomorrow.